Hey everyone, today we are going to be adding integers. Remember that integers are positive and negative whole numbers. We are going to start by adding integers on the number line. So we're going to start on the beginning number. If we're adding or moving in the positive direction, we're going to go to the right. If we are adding a negative, we are going to be technically subtracting, so moving to the left. So for number 1, it says -2 plus -3. So I'm going to start at -2 and I'm going to go backward 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm at -5. For number 2, it says -5 plus -4. So here's -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I landed at -9. For number 3, 4 plus 3 is 7. So I could start at 4 and add 3. 1, 2, 3. For number 4, -1 plus -6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be -7. 0 plus -2. So 0, 1, 2. -5 plus 8, so I'm going to start at -5 and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I landed at +3. 7 plus -10, so here I am at 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I landed at -3. -9 plus 6. So here's -9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I landed at -3. 8 plus -4, so 8, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left is going to land me at +4. And -7 plus 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands me at +4. So now that we've done this a few times, you may have noticed a pattern that we can establish through this, and we can write a rule for adding integers with the same sign or adding integers with the opposite signs. Notice that when the integers have the same sign, so number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, that's all the ones that have the same sign. Notice that if they were both negative, the answer stayed negative. If they were both positive, the answer was positive. So when it's the same sign, you're going to add the two numbers and attach the sign that both numbers have. So if both numbers are negative, you're going to add the two numbers and put a negative sign. If both numbers are positive, you're going to add the numbers and it's positive. So 11 says -54 plus -11. That's going to be -65. 32 plus 15 is 47. -234 plus -345. I'm going to add 234 plus 345, so 589. And then that answer is going to be negative because both numbers are negative. -34 plus -45 is going to be -79. And -304 plus -1256. So I'm going to do 1256 plus 304. So carry the 1, 6, 5, and 1, and then my answer is going to be negative because both values were negative. If my integers had opposite signs, so like number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, you should notice that we subtracted the values and that it kept the sign of the higher value. So you're going to subtract the two numbers. So big minus little, so you're going to do the bigger number minus the small number, and then you're going to attach the sign of the bigger number or the one that has the larger absolute value. Because remember, in negative land, bigger actually means smaller. But if the negative number is the one that is quote-unquote bigger, you're going to keep the negative. So 34 plus -54, I'm going to do 54 minus 34, and I get 20. And because 54 is the negative one, the answer is -20. Negative 8 plus 3 is going to be 8 minus 3 is 5. And again, the 8 is the bigger number, so it's going to be negative 5. 987 minus 642. 7 minus 2 is 5, 4, so 345, and 987 is the negative one, so negative 345. I'm going to do 12 minus 7 is 5, and this answer stays positive because 12 is positive. Same thing on this last one. I'm going to do 22 minus 4, and I get 18, and that 18 is going to stay positive because 22 is positive. This last example down here says adding more than two integers, combine the positives, combine the negatives, and then simplify using the rules. So what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to say, okay, I have these two negatives that I can combine together, so let's do that first. So I'm going to have 9 plus negative 10, because 6 plus 4 is 10, and then they're both negative, so I keep the negative. And then 9 plus negative 10 means I do 10 minus 9, which is 1, and then I keep the opposite, or I keep the sign of the one that was bigger. So 10 was bigger, the answer is negative. So down here, I'm going to combine negative 5 and negative 4, and then 8 and 10. So negative 5 and negative 4 is negative 9, plus 8 plus 10 is 18, and then negative 9 plus 18 is going to be positive 9. 18 minus 9 is 9, and the 18 is positive. So here, negative 2 and negative 7, and then 4 and 8. So I'm going to have negative 9 plus 12. 12 minus 9 is 3, and the larger value is positive, so I'm going to have positive 3. So negative 10 and negative 7 go together, and 3 and 12 go together. So negative 17 plus 15. 17 minus 15 is 2, and the answer is going to be negative because 17 is negative. This last one, I've got 3 negatives, so negative 4, negative 8, and negative 6. And then I'm going to add 7 to that. So negative 4 plus negative 8 is going to be negative 12. Negative 12 plus negative 6 is negative 18 plus 7. 18 minus 7 is 11, and the 18 is the one that's negative, so that's what my sign is going to be. This is adding integers, and we're still using that idea of absolute value a little bit, like with the subtraction of the two values and then putting the sign back on it the way that we're supposed to.